It's finally time for me to review Devil May Cry 2. Um, a lot of people hated this game, and I see why. Uh, I didn't I didn't play this until I got the box set, so I was so excited to play this game. I never heard much about it, and I see why now. I always saw the uh, video game and rental stores and everything, and I'm like, oh, cool, what's that game? And I read the title, and I was like, oh my gosh. And because I already had Devil May Cry 1 at the time, and I have yet to play Devil May Cry 2, when I played Devil May Cry 3, 1, but I never played this one until I got the box set. Do I like the game? Yes. Uh, do I love it? No. Do I hate it? No. Do I dislike it? No. I just like it. Um, it's gonna get a pretty average rating for me, and I'm gonna show off some gameplay videos to you too. There's two discs in this case. Um, Pretty much, uh, this was trying to be like Resident Evil 2 a little bit, in the fact that each disc has its own character, like the Leon disc and the Claire disc. This time it's the Dante disc and the Lucia disc. Not really much difference in which disc you play. Same game, just with a different main character. So, anyways, let's go on with the show. It's been a while since I played my PlayStation 2. I used to love seeing that when it came out. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I had my finger in the way. Yeah. Hopefully you all can see that. I'm not going to do like a full playthrough. I'm just going to show you the gameplay. And just in case you wanted a closer look, there's the back. It says cooler than hell. My finger's in front of it though. That's Lucia right there. It says sequel to the smash hit Devil May Cry. And boy, was it a smash hit in my eyes. That's Dante. Dante's look actually looks pretty cool in this game. It's just they don't give Dante much of a personality. And there's a reason why they did that. Made by a different company, they felt like Dante should not talk. Like, Dante didn't talk a whole lot in the original game, but he talked enough. In this one, he barely talks. Like, I've barely played this one. I've beaten it, but all I can really say about it is, um, sorry, I have to exit out of the Java thing. Um, Anyways, as I was saying before I got interrupted by the Java thing, um, uh, they, Dante talked a good amount in the first game, but in this game, I've only played it a couple times and I beat it. It was more boring than it was action-packed, because I felt like I was facing the same enemies just with a different look. And what happened next, by the time I got to the end, that's when it started to really frustrate me. Because all the enemies you versed in the game are in the form of the final boss. They're all mushed together in mushed together into making like just a big blob of the boss characters, even the Phantom, the giant spider I told you about in the first game. Damn, the last time I played this was in 2009? Damn. Sorry for the flicker. I don't know why it's doing that. There's a total of 18 missions, which is very, very low for a Devil May Cry game, because Devil May Cry 1 had 23 missions, Devil May Cry 3 had 20 missions, and Devil May Cry 5, which is DMC Devil May Cry, that has 20 missions, but this one is probably the lowest of all of the games. There's only 18 missions here, and they're pretty easy to get past, except for the final boss, which is annoying. So, I guess we'll show off my favorite mission 12. Why this is my favorite mission, I do not know. I guess I just like the number 12. Don't know why though, even though my favorite number is actually 8. Don't ask why it's my favorite. Sorry, I'm going to mess around with the picture thing. Now that should be pretty good. So here we go. Here's the game. Get the double jump by default. Ah, the Sargasses, I forgot they were back. Yeah, sorry I'm being silent. Yep, well that's mission 12. As you can see, my gameplay's a little rusty at this game, because like I said, it's been forever since I played it. I like how, I will admit, this is pretty cool. The game over screen, when you press to go back to the main menu, it says your soul is doomed. Yeah. Not really all that great, but I think it's pretty fun. In order to unlock Bloody Palace mode, you have to do some kind of thing. I think you've got to beat it on normal or hard mode. I beat it on normal, but I haven't unlocked the Bloody Palace. And apparently you can unlock Trish in this game if you beat both Dante's disc and Lucia's disc. So, yeah. I'm gonna turn on the light and put the disc back in its case. Yeah, sorry I didn't show off a whole lot of gameplay. Like I said, this is not gonna be a playthrough video. Okay, we are back. Sorry for the darkness, I wanted people to see the screen. But anyways, Devil May Cry 2. It's fun for what it is. but it didn't know what it wanted to be. It it either wanted to be like just a hands-on game that everybody could get into, or they wanted it to be a challenge, and they couldn't decide which one, so they put it in as both. And it just frustrated me because some levels were pretty easy and other levels were pretty hard. Like, half of the game is easy and half of the game is hard, and I'm like, well, Devil May Cry 1 only had a couple of missions that really frustrated me, but this one had a bunch, and it wasn't the enemies that bothered me, it was the fact that there were time limits in it. That's one thing you don't want to do through most of the game, is doing a time limit in the Devil May Cry game. Devil May Cry 1 had a time limit, it wasn't too bad. Devil May Cry 3, I think, had a couple of time limits, but those weren't too bad. But this one got ridiculous with the time limits. And the bosses weren't all that creative either. Like, ooh, big monster here, ooh, big monster there. I'm like, really? And most of the bosses are just rehashes of the first bosses from the games, like the first game. Like, we've got Phantom is back, the Griffin is back. We've got a new type of boss which takes on the form of a giant building, like it morphs out of a building and it's giant. You don't really get to fight it, I don't think. It's been forever since I played the game, like I said. But you've got to pretty much hack its face off. Well, not face off, but you've got to get away from it, but at the same time, in order to get it away from you, you got to keep on attacking it a little bit, then run further. Again, I don't remember much about this game. But here's what it says on the back. This is what made it sound so awesome and great. Dante, the world's coolest demon slayer, is back to shake down the legions of the underworld. Armed with rockstar good looks and more trash-talking attitude, Dante launches into a demonic new adventure with more moves, expansive environments, and twice the sizzle of the original. This time Dante has a new partner in Mayhem, with the devilishly agile Lucia, or Lucia, whatever you want to pronounce it as. Together they join forces against the hordes of evil in this stylish action thriller that's cooler than hell. And here's what it says in like a little fine print. It says, play as Dante or the mysterious and sexy Lucia, the newest member to the Devil May Cry saga. Jaw-dropping visuals. Not even close. Battle wretched enemies throughout massive atmospheric levels. The reason I laugh at that jaw-dropping visuals, I think Dark Watch came out at the same time as this game, and Dark Watch had better visuals. Like, a lot of stuff was going on, and you were like, where do I look now? Where do I look now? Anyways, here's what else it says. New acrobatic ass-kicking moves, run up and jump off walls, aerial kicks, multi-directional shooting, and more. Number one badass, hands down the coolest demon slayer ever. Well, they should have saved that quote for Devil May Cry 3, because in my eyes, Devil May Cry 3 is the best one in the series. Now, what is the story with this one? From what I remember, there's this village being taken over by this guy, I forget his name. I'm gonna call him Asterisk. He's got a big league in with the devil, and he wants all the power in the world. So what he decides to do is he decides to take over most of the world with demons coming out of hell and everything. He's commanding the demons to do this and that. And Lucia and this asterisk have something going on, not like sexually or intimately or anything like that, but they happen to know each other, and the point of Lucia's disc, you've got to find out how she knows this guy. So, I don't remember what happened, but I know that you kill him. Spoiler alert. Did you see that coming? Of course you did. Uh, it's a video game. You can pretty much. That's another thing about this game. It's so cliche. Like, you can tell what's going to happen next. Like, with the other Devil May Cry games, I was like, oh, what's gonna happen next? This game didn't have that. I didn't feel like any adrenaline pumping in me, nothing. Like, I felt like a stiff board playing another stiff board game. And that's not a good feeling. I know I'm ranting more on this game, but there are good things in this game. There are. The guns. The guns are pretty cool, even though you only get a couple. The swords, not too much. The swords aren't all that great. Each sword does the same exact thing. 3 strikes. That's it. And you can't, I don't even think you can upgrade the melee attacks, aka the swords. Ebony and Ivory come back, so you've got that cool little thing from the first game. Of course, Ebony and Ivory appeared in all of them, but in this one, Ebony and Ivory aren't all that powerful. And I'm like, really? You take the most badass guns and you make them like really weak. And Dante is more of a gunslinger in this game too, so what's the point in having a gunslinger in a game and his guns being worthless? His main guns, anyways. And I'll give credit to this. The controls are a lot easier to figure out. X to jump, triangle to slash, circle to kick, special attack. Square to use your guns, in case I didn't already say that. Start to pause. Select to open up the inventory menu. R1 to aim. L2, R1 to aim, and L2 and R2 to switch between your melee weapons and your firearms. Running out of breath. And I forget what the L1 button does. Nah, actually, I think L1 is your devil trigger. It's been so long since I played these games. I'm used to L3 and R3 being the devil trigger because I've been playing a lot of the new game. But anyways, what do I give Devil May Cry 2? Because there are good things in this game, but the negatives outweigh the positives, I'm gonna give this... Man, this is tough. I'm not saying it's a bad game. Like, do I recommend it? Only if you're a really hardcore Devil May Cry fan should you play this. And I like the game, like I said, but I don't dislike it, I don't hate it, I don't love it, I just like it. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah. Some people might agree with me, some people might say, oh, that's too high, or some people might say, oh, that's too low because I love the game. I understand that, but my opinion is it's a 6 out of 10 game. Like, it's above average, and, well, 2 points above average. In my eyes, 4 out of 10 is average. So, anyways, 6 out of 10. Pick it up if you're curious. If you're new to the Devil May Cry series, do not play this one first. Play the third game first. And of course, the third game takes place before the first game, so yeah, go for it. It's a great introduction to the game series, and it's fun as hell. Which, speaking of which, I am going to review Dante's Awakening next. My favorite game in the franchise. So, anyways, peace. See y'all later. Psychopathic1, signing off.